Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live stream for the New Blood final for Fury of Dracula Digital Edition. This is the first game. We've got Strider656 as Dracula and Altaris as the Hunters. It's going to be very exciting stuff. The top two seeds. Hello to everybody in the chat. I can already see Rickamania is here. Maybe Snuffleupagus is going to join later as well. Hello, everyone. And alongside me, the cat is out the bag. Because he's already got into the live stream and has revealed himself. We've got Roscoe in the house. Here he is, people. There he is. That's the hype. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, much like the recent solar eclipse and Strider getting to the final of a Fury of Dracula game, some things happen once in a lifetime. And some people have to return to see those things. I am back to witness if Strider understands the game or if he's just willing to try and get one last achievement and then close the game forever. But I'm glad to be here. Scott Sword, it's been a while, my friend. It's good to be back.
Absolutely.
And yeah, let's see. Let's look forward to a final, and you can fill me in on how the tournament's been as well.
Well, I was going to ask you, because obviously we've got the first week here, so there's just going to be classic supplying. There's a superhero start, by the way, so this is very, very exciting stuff early on. Hey, Snuffleupagus is here. Hello, hello. Hey, Rook. Yeah, welcome.
Stuff.
I was going to ask in terms of how much of this tournament have you been able to catch? Have you been in the loop in terms of what's been happening?
Absolutely none of it.
Well, great.
But anyway, moving on. So
that went down like a sack of shit, didn't it?
I like to do the same when I read a book. I read the last page of a book, and that's all you have to know about a book to make a summary of it. So I thought, well, I'm not going to watch all the dross to begin with. I'll wait until the very end to see the best of the best. However, Strider managed to get in, so we'll have to then just lump it. But no, I've been off Discord. I've been, as well as things, real life gets in the way, and it's just been one of those where games have come and gone. Obviously, without being on Discord, didn't get any updates on the games and things. So I've caught a couple on your channel and a couple, I think, on Strider, bits and pieces, but not really enough to know the narrative all the way through. So yeah, I don't know. Has it been an up and down tournament? Has it been battles throughout, or?
Yeah. So. We'll do a very sort of quick summary. So the way it worked was we had, I'm going to remember, was it 10? No, 12 people in the beginning. We put them into a league format. We did it slightly differently this time. So you'll know from the tournaments that you've seen and competed in where there's been like an elimination sort of stage where even though they're like leagues, the top people from each league progress into the next stage. This was done differently. Everyone was lumped into one league and then distributed into groups. Now, that can mean that some people got a little bit screwed over at the beginning, depending on what opponents they ended up with. But then later on in the league stage, once they played a few games, they were then paired up against people who are of a similar ranking to them. So in particular, there's one person, Gio, who got very unfortunate. He got lumped in a group with Altaris and Burke Marley and Fangs of Fire. And then promptly lost every game. But then, for the rest of the league stage, was then playing against people who were sort of also had a little bit of a harder time. So yeah, it's called a Swiss-style league.
Okay.
So it's kind of nice. The different way to do it, it might be something we might do for World Championships if we got a lot more people. So you don't have the elimination at the beginning, and then people who get really screwed over and get lumped into a group that's very difficult, they have a chance then to play games against people of a similar sort of ability to them and try and get some wins later on, which I think is really nice. So we did that, and then we've had a knockout. And as Snuffleupagus said, no real upsets in the knockout. It was done by seeding, so obviously Strider made it to... Well, Strider was number 1 seed, and Altaris was number 2, so they both made it to the final. So in that sense, everything progressed how it should have done. But no, there were no upsets, but there were definitely some moments where upsets were on the cards. Strider in particular in the quarterfinal match against Gio. There's a universe where Strider would have lost that one. There was a couple of like really, really crucial moments that just swung really heavily in Strider's favor.
Wow.
We also had Burke Marley, the legendary Burke Marley, taking part. We had a dropout, so Burke Marley, even though it was not New Blood by Age Race's Imagination, came in and did a very good job as well.
Excellent.
Yeah, there were no upsets in the knockout, just in terms of how you'd expect players to go, oh, there's an early wolf form. That's very, very
an early
interesting.
wolf.
Ooh. So, but no, it's been a very fascinating tournament, and all the players who have been able to keep going throughout the whole tournament have really progressed in terms of their ability and their enjoyment of the game, and you can really see it. It's had a really positive response. Hey, Skybreaker,
Excellent.
hello, hello. No, you haven't missed much yet. We've got a wolf form, which is interesting, round 2, or turn 2, rather. But yeah.
Yeah, but Strider would have meant to have hit wolf form. He's just clicked the wrong button, so let's not read too much into it. None of this is his strategy.
Yeah, that's right, actually. Yeah, Wormtalon could have beaten Strider as well. It went to a tie break. That's the only tie. So actually, it's really interesting. Strider has only lost 2 games in the entire championship, and both of them were to Wormtalon. He beat Altaris twice in the league stage, although Altaris would have been was horrendously unlucky not to get a shot at him at once. He rolled 2 yellow ones in a row when it was the only ticket that was left in the pool, apparently, that could have made him do that, and it meant he couldn't get into the fights he wanted to.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd say, in terms of knockout, I would actually say Strider, even though he was number 1 seed, actually had the harder matches in terms of like how the games played out. The match against you, even though he won 2-0, was not straightforward, and then, yeah, Wormtalon took him to a tiebreak, whereas Altaris beat Donna Jack 2-0, beat Merc Marley 2-0, and then that's it. And also, Altaris finished earlier, so he's actually had a bit of a resting period, where Strider's played a little bit more recently. So we'll have to see. Obviously, Altaris will really want to get revenge for those 2 league defeats. If he does it, then he wins the whole thing. Obviously, Strider wants to maintain his 100% record over Altaris. So they're playing this now, where Strider's on Dracula. Apparently, tomorrow night, Eastern time, they're going to do the reverse match. I don't know what time yet. It hasn't been confirmed. And if there's a tiebreaker, well, we'll have to see. Hello, everybody. So good to see everybody in the live stream. Feel free to punt as many questions over, and Roscoe and I will do our best to answer them. So, yeah.
And has there been any new movements come up? Any new strategies in this tournament? Any new beta? Have dogs become popular again? Have rifles become redundant? Or is it as was?
I don't know. I would say nothing has changed too much. I think we've definitely seen alternative starting positions, like superhero start, which is what Altaris has just done here. We've got Godalming and Suit together. Yep. That's become a bit more popular. Wormtalon had a slightly different setup, where instead of having Mina and Godalming in Vienna, had them in Munich, which is able to counter Southern Italy and the Amsterdam start a bit more. So I think that in that sense, there's been a little bit more sort of invention. And also then too, because a lot of people, obviously this was new blood. We had 8 of the original players were brand new. 8 of them, yeah, 8. So they came in and maybe they weren't very familiar with the meta, and then they suddenly saw how a lot of other people were playing. Like, oh right, okay, we're going to do it this way. So I don't think there's been any like huge groundbreaking meta changes, but yeah, I was going to say dogs has kind of appeared a little bit. There's been some surprises and sort of, in terms of items, a little bit of unpredictability, let's say. But nothing, really wacky. I think that's just natural, because obviously then the players will start checking out, oh, Galad's empty. The players would have been checking out, the commentaries that were done, during the tournament, and they would have learned from the feedback from that, and they would have gone back to watch other videos and things, so they would have just learned. Yeah, we'll have to see.
And having Mina solo in Madrid, has that then encouraged any drag players to look at trying to take her out, or is it
not really
not been a thing?
Nope, not really. I think because of the fact that she's in Madrid, if she was in Bordeaux and then Mina's having to walk into Spain or into Iberia, then where Dracula could put bats and things to push her wherever he wants, then yeah. But because she's stuck in the extremity location, it's not as dangerous for her. I think that a lot of this is accounted that we've seen so many Eastern stars. The East is just very powerful, so having Sud over there is at the moment kind of necessary. I wouldn't say it's meta. It's like a rotating, which is really nice. It's not just the same setup every time. People are having to think, do we want to do Scott Sword, do we want to do Pizza Wizard start, do we want to do Superhero start, and so on. There's lots of different options.
Yeah, the Sud Godalming are good, because obviously Godalming doing his double trade or double supply, and Sud holding 4 items. It's a much easier way to filter through get the best cards on those guys. Although again, you've got the same problem that if they have the best items, then Van Helsing and Mina are kind of left with whatever dross is in there, but they could quickly move that around.
Yeah.
So obviously Godalming's still in the UK, that's still being covered. Has there been any times when Van Helsing's not been in the UK, or is that just that's a stable now that you just keep that protected?
Maybe at the very, very beginning, I think there were a couple of alternative sets where maybe Van Helsing was on the mainland paired up with Mina or with somebody else. But no, more or less. I mean, the thing is, like, Altaris, yeah, he's new blood, but he's learned a lot. He didn't come in fresh into the tournament. He'd been in the community for a little bit beforehand. So he had sort of the upper hand on quite a lot of the, sort of the newer players. Like, he knew kind of the established meta, has been able to sort of adapt around that. So yeah, there were a couple of very interesting starting positions at the beginning. And when I was commentating and analysing things, I was making comment about it. But I like it that people are going to come in and sort of, you know, think quite instinctively about where hunters should start.
Yeah. I like that from a rook. There was an interesting paired start, although I can't remember who was with who and where. Well, that's great.
That's
a bit of fact. Thanks for that, rook. There was something once that happened. I'm not sure. Anyway, carrying on.
So yeah.
So this is look at this one. So again, there'll be a lot. The pressure is on both, and as you said, yeah. So this game is playing off the non-beta. So
That's
this is
right.
the original digital rules, not the board game rules.
Right. That's right. Because the people don't know, there's the Immortal update that's been released. But it's on beta form at the moment, and yeah, we made the decision to. It was also really nice of Nomad to have done it as a beta and not a live version, because they knew this tournament was ongoing and they didn't want to disrupt it. And it did actually mean then there were a couple of people like Burke Marley, for example, always plays on iOS rather than on Steam, so he wouldn't be able to compete because it's not currently on iOS. So we made the decision and went, no, let's just keep it with a normal, because we didn't know what bugs would come up and how often they'd be, and they, in the end, Nomad have been great, have been really listening to feedback. If there's been a new bug that's been created, they've been fixing it very carefully, but we just said, no, let's stick to what we know, let's do the non-beta for the rest of this tournament, especially since it was so late into the tournament.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then it means then players aren't having to adjust to a beta, and then suddenly, oh no, now I've got to change my entire way of thinking because of the tournament. A lot of them have sort of, Strider's not played the beta, and I don't think Altaris has either. They've been staying away from it, which is understandable.
Iron Scouts. Okay, what have you got?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Snuff. With the beta update for the Immortal, the Immortal update, which is in beta right now, that meta is going to change quite a bit. We were talking about it off camera, right, in terms of like the trail's going to change the way Dracula plays. Dogs might become more popular because, you know, you can hide that more easily, etc., etc., right? So I think, that's going to have, and that's going to be really interesting with this tournament that's coming up, how that's going to shift, you know, people's thinking. Oh, no Kadif. Interesting choice.
Yeah, I'd have been tempted to have left Spain and wait for Evil Presence to maybe arise, but...
Yeah, you feel bad now if Evil Presence just suddenly all local rumours gets instantly drawn now, right?
So Galatz wasn't there, Cadiz wasn't there, Rome
wasn't either. Yeah, the wolf form's very...
The thing is, though, he did... Yeah, because I mean, well, that's it, yeah, he could have wolf formed into another region now, and then, or out of one, so... But then it's working. If he hasn't got the papers or they can't find them, then he'll get his wolf form back and... Yeah.
Skybreaker is saying that they've seen Mina and Godalming start in 38, and then they do a scan of Germany, and then Italy, and then France. There's definitely things you can do. I would always advocate against that, just because you're not supplying, and I feel like supplies are way more valuable. But yeah, if you suddenly, as Dracula you get discovered, and you don't expect to be discovered that way, then that might maybe change, and sort of mix things up a bit. But I always advocate for supply, but everyone's going to play their own way, and that's kind of the nice thing about it.
Somebody else used to do that as well. There was somebody who would start in Munich, and I think it was Pirate Joe, was in 38 and 37 with Godalming and Mina, and then he would do, effectively just jump into 3 or 4 regions in the first week to find, because then, and I mean, sometimes it was effective, because if Dracula is in that area, your hunters can actually do a search quicker than he can move out of a region. But as you say, you're then 3 or 4 days without any items, and then you've got to try and play catch up or do night supplies. So yeah, it's more, I think it's still the same until Dracula's found, as tempting as it can be, like staying where you are to get the best. And then, of course, unless you get decent stuff. But you can. The thing is, the hunters can burn through the item track so quick. Even if you have to throw away stakes or whatever,
Yep.
you're going to be. In many games, you're going to be resupplying second, third time round anyway. So.
Speaking of which,
Yeah,
no stakes in discard pile right now. Holy bullets, Mina just discarded. There are a couple of guns, garlic. Nothing really unusual. Now, is there newspaper reports? That's the question. Has Amsterdam got checked? I don't know where this wolf form is. This is very strange. Galatz? Yeah, 'cause it's not Galatz. It's not like he did my thing where you wolf form to Galatz. Oh, there's a newspaper. There you go.
Unless he was in.
Ooh.
Nothing to lose.
But then Kadif got checked, so if he wolf formed into Spain, he maybe only just gone to Kadif now if he hid in Alicante or something. Hey, Gyro's here. Hello, Captain.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Gyro. So, yeah, if we had Toulouse, maybe then he faked a 2 move into Spain, maybe Barcelona, head, and then 48, 47, work our way around.
Maybe. Yeah, possible. Could have also been a wolf form to Nantes, maybe, because Nantes is quite hard to get. Hey, Quincy. Hello, Quincy. Yeah, finals. Finals hype. Let's go.
Yeah, you might think if he's done a hide in Barca, for example, knowing Mina's just there, and then you put a fog or a delay card for it, he's got a chance of that rumour token maturing.
Yep, that's right.
Or as you say, Nantes as well. Yeah, there's that.
Toulouse wolf form is actually not bad. There's quite a lot of places to check, and especially if Gadami's still supplying, that's a little bit awkward. It's clear he hasn't got a horse yet. Another bullet.
Going east from Toulouse is good. It gives you options into Italy. North, you're kind of stuck in France. But going over that border to there, again, if an evil presence was reduced, it would be ideal because you soon find out if he's kicking about Spain or not.
Fucking Strider! Oh my god, the trash talks out already.
The one lame horse in the stable.
My goodness. So it means now Mina has to go and deal with it. Yeah, that's an interesting point, Skybreak. As a newer player, you don't just sit there passively, right? Especially as the Learn to Play book in the physical edition tells you, you should move around, right? You need that adjustment.
But sometimes it's more fun. I know that when you're playing board game with other opponents, Light Supply seems to become more of a go and try it. You can goad people on and try it that way. Oh, he's going to check Barca? Nope. But obviously with this, it's not something you can do. So, you don't like sitting doing nothing, but...
I actually really like that move because you could have gone up to Bordeaux, but there's actually a very good chance that Dracula will form to Nantes and went down into Bordeaux. Whereas the chances of him going to Barcelona are highly unlikely. Unless he was there right now, which that would have been terrible. Well, only Mina can go and deal with Toulouse, and then they've got to try and find this rumour token, so it might well mature. Let's see.
Mina's got a blood transfusion, alright.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, there's a little bit of trash talk saying, nice blood transfusion and holy bullets. Quincy says, I think drawing cards is fun. Depends on what the card is, right? If you're getting a consecrated ground, that's fun. If it's blood transfusion, that's not fun.
Or if you're a hunter that can't, the hunter that doesn't draw the card they want. Oh, great, okay. The cards are against me, or if you've got Scott Sword's code to hack the server, allegedly, and just get the cards you want.
Here we go.
All those great commentaries there's Scott Sword playing. Oh, I really, really need a consecrated ground. Be fantastic. Supply consecrated ground. You hear you tapping in the background on the keyboard.
You're just jealous.
Consecrated ground. I am. If it wasn't, well, it's a well-known fact. If it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck. And the cards were just like, who knows? So, the way it's going, that as you said, that wolf form from Toulouse, that rumour token has got a chance of maturing here.
Because there are a lot of places. Because you've got Genoa, Milan, Zurich, Geneva, Paris, Nantes. And if there's a hide connected with it, that makes it even more awkward to deal with. Could have been a wolf forming to Santander. I don't know with the timing if that would. Well, it's possible.
And he could have gone to, yeah. I mean, if he'd gone Zaragoza, Alicante, head, he would have missed the Cadiz search.
Yep, indeed.
So he could still be in Spain now, but we shall find out.
Well, it depends on what Toulouse is, right?
Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah. Can you check the? Sorry, yeah. For those that listen, I'm not watching the game live because Discord doesn't work in there. Go and check the event pile. See how many Drac cards are there after this, in case Toulouse is a hoax.
Of course. Oh, renewed vigor. Oh.
Invoke.
Oh wow.
What?
That's very ambitious. Are they there's 7 in the pile. Are they really worried? I guess Altaris just wants to really get this rumor token, I suppose, and not have. Because if there is a hide involved, then maybe that might be the time. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, supplying with Mina when she has a Dracula event on top. That's unfortunate.
Wow, this is bold.
Oh, wait, Toulouse.
Bordeaux, yeah.
What about? Oh, that looks like. Well, it could be non, or it could be a wolf form to Paris and then non.
Or Santander and back up, yeah, as you say, it's.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah.
Well, the hidden Santander.
Yeah. What about Toulouse?
Because. Yeah.
Oh, Kadami's still supplying.
Let it.
Goodness me.
Let it go by the looks of it.
What if it's a hoax and then you get unearthly swiftness and then that just gets the 7 points anyway?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't like that.
Blimey. Isn't a panic play? Well, maybe. Maybe Altaris just has both renewed vigors, and he's doing what I do sometimes where I'm like, well, I've got 2, so I may as well just use 1.
I guess as well, if he has hidden in that one location, he's only 2 from Bordeaux, so you've got a chance. Wolfform is still on the trail. The hunters have got a chance to close that net around Dracula now if they can source wherever he is. If he's gone north from Bordeaux, they can trap him in Spain and France without Wolfform coming back. So there's that advantage. The problem is you're then letting cards mature, which is the balance you're trying to find. Yeah,
I agree. The thing is, like, if you give up 7 points early, it isn't the end of the world. But obviously now, because he's committed renewed vigor, he now has to get this rumor token. You don't play renewed vigor and then don't even get the rumor token.
So he hasn't gone to Le Havre.
No.
Which is interesting.
So it hasn't gone on from Bordeaux and then up to Le Havre, which he could have easily done to trap Van Helsing in there. Oh man, so he can't even get to Toulouse. Oh my goodness.
Yep. That fabled horse economy.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope Strider's put something productive on Toulouse. It's not just rats or something.
Yeah.
I mean, even the thing is, worst case scenario, even if you make it a layer, it's still a great.
Oh no, he can't get to Toulouse. Oh, but you never know. He might be able to get to this rumor token if he picks right. Was it wolf form to Geneva and then come on Ferran Bordeaux? That is a possibility. I just guess it's hiding non. Nope. Oh. Going to
if he's gone, well, if he was in Santander, he wouldn't have got there with a train without a chartered carriage. Not even that.
Are they psychic scanning? Is this what they want to do with their turn?
Now here's the twist. Maybe Altaris is sitting with a CG and heavily host in his hand. Maybe he's thinking if they can find where Drac is and get him trapped.
Maybe, and just pull the trigger really early on it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Do that damage immediately. But he's not ideal. You can escape from France. You can't cover all exits. And if he's gone further north and he's got the coast to the hand as well, then it's kind of making it redundant. But
stake and discard, by the way. Yeah. Well, if
Okay.
this is a hoax, there's a very good chance this rumor token will just naturally mature. There's like a.
Saragi's been dumped as well.
Say again, what's been? Yeah, I think there's a surprising return. There's definitely a dusk prompt somewhere. It could be newspaper,
Right,
but if it's
okay.
newspaper, I think he would trigger it to find out where this rumor token is. So yeah, I think there is a surprising return.
Yeah.
Might be crucial. Yeah, it could also be a crucial trade. But then, yeah.
He didn't search Galatz with Agate. No, it was hired scouts for Galatz, wasn't it?
Strider talking to himself.
Yeah. Strider's not going anywhere near 26. He's been burned by CG there before, says Met King.
Yep, that's how he lost to Wormtown in the league game. Yeah, he went there and he got CG nuked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
Want to get to Toulouse, but hey, I always draw the yellow ones versus you. Oh god.
No.
Oh no.
Infamy. They all have it infamy.
Well, we know where he is. He's in Iberia, so at least that psychic scan does tell us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can just imagine if he found out he was in Gallia, and then you have a second renewed vigor, you could just really pull the trigger on that with all these hunters in Gallia right now. Yeah, that'd be huge.
What's he done? Has he gone?
So he's gone from Bordeaux
Paris,
into.
Uh-oh.
I think he went into Wolfform to Non, hid to protect the vampire, and then when Bordeaux, Santander, now he's in Lisbon, now he's going somewhere else in Spain. Yeah. Or Iberia, rather. That'd be my guess. There's a hoax. Now the question is, does he have Darkness Returns or Unearthly Swiftness? If he does, this rumor token is definitely maturing. Ooh.
Well, has Strider read up on all the Dracula event cards?
Well, we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
If he gets Unearthly Swiftness, he might also play really greedy and see if he can get this rumor token to mature anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
What do you got?
Hey!
Hey!
6 or 7 points for Strider inbound.
And importantly, wolf form back, because if he goes to Ocean, he'll have the wolf form to.
Yeah, I mean, he would have got it back soon anyway, because it's so far down the trail. But yes. Well, if this was on the here's the thing though, if this was on the beta version, on the update, he'd be able to mature it, get the wolf form back, and then instantly wolf form now if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But obviously he can't do that right now.
That's interesting, because I suppose he didn't know that was going to happen, because now obviously Bordeaux's going to have no effect on these guys. They don't need to search it because it'll get burned.
That's right. Yeah, so that was a bit of a wasted.
You may as well have pulled the trigger on Bordeaux regardless. You know, if he's got a fog there, you'd hope that he would have tried that, but it might just be something redundant, because he knows you normally follow up a rumor token with things that you don't mind losing anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, even if it's just free damage, I just do free damage to them.
Yeah.
It might then influence your decision if you stay in Iberia one turn longer or not.
And the good thing about this here, I like the hunter's positions, because if he's forced to go to sea, which you imagine he would, that's 3 oceans that are now covered by them, should a local rumour or evil presence rock up.
Very good.
So,
and if he goes to sea now, there won't be much trail in Iberia to deal with, so one hunter can go in, say Van Helsing, and the other 3 can just sit and supply on port cities, and that's just going to be really good for them. Yeah, I agree. And even though,
or perhaps you send...
On you go.
Perhaps send Mina to clean up Spain, keep Van Helsing supplying, because he can then trade cards around.
Yes, unless they've got a hypnosis, and then you want to kind of keep Mina close to the other 2. But I mean, there are options, right? That's the kind of the important thing about it. So yeah, I agree. I like this positioning. And the cool thing is you're forcing Dracula to basically get the Dark's Returns use right now rather than later. So honestly, I mean, if there's a hide card with this vampire, then you might not be able to stop it anyway. So Dracula's almost kind of doing you a favor by not making you waste time trying to find this vampire.
Yeah, that was a good card to be in there, but all the chances of... I mean, there was no chance that a Dark Return would have been in there, so he's played it well, triggered it.
Yeah.
That'll be
No,
your...
I agree.
Well, we say 7. It could be a new vampire. So it's, yeah, 6 or 7.
Ooh, feeding.
Feed.
Yeah, he's 7 points. And it was non. Okay.
So, it's,
So he either hit a
okay.
non or he went to 50.
So
then,
wanting to try and stay in Spain a bit more and put more of a trail down?
maybe he's just thinking that the hunters can't get to it. I mean, they can. If they have
That's risky.
another
That's
renewed
risky.
vigor, if they have a charted carriage, they could potentially get 3 on 1.
Yeah.
Depending on how items
I don't
are
know.
distributed.
I don't know. I don't think I would feed sitting on 14. I know he's probably planning to go to sea, but there's no Rufus. You know, you want to keep the feed for when you land to then recoup what you've lost, rather than.
Yeah.
But if you're on 10 or 12 now, fair enough. But
especially with
and it means that you're staying where you are. You haven't laid a trail, and it allows the hunters one more turn to get in here. Unless he wants to maybe draw them into Spain, which then allows him a bit of time going to Oceans to get them back out. There could be delayed cards in there. It could be a fog and a bats or something. So there could be a reason for that, but I would tend not to.
If he can bait Altaris to using renewed vigor and then escapes to sea unscathed, that's a huge win.
Oh god, yeah.
I think also too is because it's not the Immortal update. This feed is technically on the trail 1 turn longer, which is also then very significant as well. You're committing that power card to longer on the trail. Yeah, now Altaris is really thinking about this, so this makes me think that either that or he's thinking about a surprising return. Do you want to use surprising return now to try and find out where he is, or would you just leave him be?
You'd imagine he'd want to be on a coast for fear of CG. So I think you're right. Is it Lisbon or Cadiz? He may well have then fed, I suppose, to get full. Then knowing that he's going to wolf form back onto land after the ocean trips.
But still, maybe he thought that he wouldn't have time to feed later, but if you move enough sea spaces and able to wolf form effectively, then you have time to feed. It just depends. We'll see.
I do like the Spain move. I've done this before, where you leave maybe 1 or 2 in Spain. So as you say, one hunter goes to check it, and then the rest are all waiting, and then you do a couple of ocean moves and wolf form back into Spain, and then they all move out to check the other areas. I mean, if they've got money trail, you're screwed. But either way, it's a nice little thing to go back into there. And again, with the new trail setting being done, obviously the oceans come off that turn sooner.
Yeah.
So you do have the option. You can actually toggle back and forward over each coast of an island, or coast to coast, if you like, without being delayed by 2 or 3 oceans. So that opens up the Drac movement, but.
It's gonna make Britannica way stronger now too. The fact that you can you can sit in island and actually come out then the other side or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, Altaris. Oh, he must have had a dropout. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, just a dropout. That's fine. No problem. That's fine. That can happen.
So Britannica with the new trail. Is it going to be a Godalming and Seward start in Manchester?
I don't think we'll go that far, but you're going to see it now, and then that might then make Pizza Wizard start, where you have a hunter in Bordeaux to come across more easily, maybe more necessary.
Well, endgame as well. If you're endgame and you're going to the oceans and you sit on, you can start moving around, placing that down there, and it's a lot easier to get back out.
Oh, really? You use Surprise Return now to activate it as an ally. That's interesting choice. If people don't know, maybe he thinks he's going to bump into Dracula and he needs it, but you can activate Surprise Return to get set to activate back before combat. But then again, that's a very niche rule to remember. What's Snuff saying?
Yeah.
What if Strider hid with fog and wants to remain under the fog, burn a little bit more of the clock before leaving Spain? Yeah, I mean, that's possible. But then wouldn't you just hide rather than feed? Oh!
Yeah, and usually...
Oh, it's not Cadiz. He's closer than we thought he was. Oh, that's why he maybe wanted to feed, because he feared getting jumped on. He must be in Alicante or Barcelona then.
Oops.
Oh, he's not on South Atlantic coast then. That's interesting. That's actually really dangerous. Mina and Van Helsing with tickets can get there.
Yeah. he may have gone in behind them when Mina left Barcelona. He may as well have cut back and gone into Barca, now hid.
Right.
I'm going to sit there, but as you say, yeah, I would sit and hide and then do a feed, but...
I'm going to take advantage of deducing information from this combat information screen while it's still available, because obviously in the update it's changed, but Seward has horses, 2 combat items, and something that's not a combat item, so it could be the last bullet, or it could be a stake, or dogs.
Saying as it bugged out there again, so maybe it's...
No, just because Altaris was taking time to think, which is perfectly understandable.
The new vampire's thinking now.
As soon as he's got a stake, I assume he's going to just be escaping here. Mesmerize. Okay. Yeah, he's got a stake.
Yeah, he's got a stake. Daytime, not a real benefit to that, other than reducing the damage, which is fine. Yeah, all the new vampires do is try and... The thing is now, it's all a bit academic because Seward does 2 healing, so you're going to be lucky to try and get 4 damage on him to do anything, because he'll just heal up tonight after that, or tomorrow night after he stakes them.
Some connection issues here, by the looks of it.
Strider's not driving, is he? Going through different Wi-Fi's while he's playing this game.
I hope not.
On his way to Wendy's.
Rook can confirm or deny that.
Rook's in the passenger seat, holding the laptop, so Strider can see it.
Oh dear.
Oh. I'll get it back. But yeah, going back to Snuffler's comment, that could be it again. If he looked to stay in, he may have placed fog down in Barca or Alicante, and again that'll be a 2 delay for the hunters, which allows him to go to sea. He has got them out of position now where they were. But
Oh, Rook, that's amazing. As far as I know, he's not driving, but you can never tell with Strider.
Yeah. Walk around your apartments, find the strong Wi-Fi. Here we go. Escape punch.
Nice, nice punch. Very good. Nope.
We just go straight for the escape again. No point in trying to...
Most likely.
You don't want to do a dodge and then a plotting's played, because then, I mean, like I say, there's minimal damage to the best characters, so...
Another mesmerize. Yeah.
Okay, yep.
I'd have been tempted in that situation to dodge, because then there's a very good chance that there'll be double mesmerized at this point. But, yeah, it's easy to say in hindsight. I suppose now, is the vampire got second plotting? I think you probably have to maybe bank on the idea that he doesn't have it, and you just dodge, but...
I think you just punch anyway and then just escape, just...
Yeah, but
easy,
do you want,
difficult,
do you really want to take that extra 2 damage, though? But then, I don't know, I think
you
take the
that
risk
night,
that...
aren't you?
I think you take the risk that he hasn't got plotting and you dodge now. And then you only take 2 damage when you escape.
Yeah.
The thing is, if he plots this round, you're only going to take 2 damage anyway, because you can absorb 2 damage with the escapes. Yeah, you just dodge anyway, right? So the punch round 2 was correct. Now you just dodge. Dodge is really safe here. You can... Seward's only taking 2 damage from this combat. Maximum. there's the other plotting. Oh, he punched again. Oh, well, fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
Very good.
Maybe if should have been more aggressive, he could have killed this new vampire and saved his stake for later.
Maybe. I guess it depends on what he's holding, right? But I assume one of the things he's got is a Heavenly Host. Because Gadami's just going to get a Heavenly Host very easy, just punt them over to Seward.
Yeah,
Then what else he got?
And from what we've seen in the item discard, yeah, its chances are all the dross is out there.
Yeah. Especially there's so many guns discarded at this point. And Mina's got one as well.
I know, yeah.
It could be rifle Heavenly Host. Bangs. Yep, that makes sense. And then you just escape. They just escape now, unless you've got something that can block. But then you don't really want to reveal items, I suppose.
Oh. If you've got Heavenly Host, don't worry about using it.
I guess there's a chance that the vampire has no claws and doesn't have the second fangs, so strength is the best. So you just escape anyway, I suppose.
Well, yeah, we've all been in that position, haven't we, with vampires, where you're, oh, there's claws.
Yeah.
You get something. Oh well, that's all academic. Yeah, there's nothing worse when you're sitting at your hand and you've got 2 escapers bat, escapers missed, a punch and a plot, and you're like, that's really not handy. It's not what I want. It's like the one time you don't want to escape. It's like, oh.
Ooh, need to buff Dracula. Yes, be able to pick all his combat cards in advance.
I know, I know, I keep maintaining that, but no, maybe the next update that Tom does.
I will make sure that feedback does not make it to Nomad.
I'll just take a drive down to their office. Right, come here, listen.
Haunt them until they let you in.
Right, you and me need to have a wee chat.
I assume people watching live stream, I assume the volume levels are okay. Nobody said anything, so I assume everything's fine. If one of us needs turning up or down, just let us know. So yeah, he's actually much closer than we thought. I assume he's in Alicante because it means he's not in range of a fast horse, which is what Van Helsing has. Yeah, honestly, I don't mind that move. Because there's a chance he is in Madrid and they can get 2 people on him. I actually kind of like that.
Yep.
I like that move.
Yep.
So then I guess with Mina, do you stay put? I think you stay put with Mina. I don't think you commit.
I would stay put, because if he is in Barcelona, for example, and say if she moved to Marseille, for example, by train, he could then rule form up, you know, up to Clermont Ferrand or whatever. So yeah, stay where you are. Force him. I would imagine he has to go to sea.
The only exception to that rule would be she has escape route. If she also has a heroic leap, you might want to go for it. Because you can escape route out of like a vampire combat and then use heroic leap, or if he stays put again, you can then try and hit her. But I like that play. I think that's very smart. I'm kind of surprised that she kept stake rather than pistol, because I don't think stake's going to be as necessary now. Well, it's the only stake that's left now. Yeah, well, maybe you can maybe trade it around.
Yeah.
Great, thanks Skybreaker. That's very helpful. So yeah, it's gonna be very easy to check where if he's actually done like a. There's no way he's on West Coast, right? No, he must have gone Santander. So what got wiped? Bordeaux, Santander, and the Hyde, right? Yes, he went Santander, Saragossa. He's now Barcelona or. I mean, he could also be in Toulouse, but we'll know that pretty soon if he moves properly. Then we'll know that he's there. So yeah, he'll go to sea now, most likely. Sooner Van Helsing can move in to deal with the encounter. And then the other 2 can just keep supplying. So yeah, again, I really like this position. There's very little trail to deal with. So the Hunters are, even though they're giving up 7 points, they've still got quite a lot of, they've got time here. And it's not that, it's only Tuesday, week 2. It's still very early.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of time for that. And again, knowing that he's going to leave from the Med, I would bring Mina down to Marseille, which then is easier for them to double up with Gadami if they have to swap. If she's got hypnosis or she wants to do a region, if he lands, for example, say rule form from the Med, you could do a quick search of Italy and France. So you'd be more tempted to have to go 2 seas, which then Terranian again restricts where you can go. I mean, yes, you could kind of move to Tabari and try and drag them down there, but still in your tail. They're still.
I kind of could prefer to keep Gadami where he is. I do like, unless you got like a certain hypnosis, but you got Seward who can maybe do it, or Van Helsing who can meet up with Mina. Having Gadami there really kind of deters Dracula from wanting to go southern Italy, because all it takes is a a Charlie carriage or a sense of emergency or another figure, and then he can just jump onto Bari quite easily. And it cuts off a lot of those Mediterranean wolf form locations as well. Genoa is a wolf form location that's blocked. Zurich is nearby. Milan's nearby.
Yep,
Geneva's pretty close too. So I'd probably personally keep Gadami where he is, but I also see the argument of moving him across to Marseille. But I think keeping him there. The fight having to leave to
exactly. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, having Mina next to Godalming, having Mina next to Godalming is close. As long as she's adjacent, then if he does land, they've got the psychic bond to use. Either she jumps to him or vice versa. Yeah, so that's at the moment, because he's not. You'll soon know if he goes 3 oceans whether he could be at the North Atlantic, because again,
yes, that's
can't be leaving from the. So he's only going to be going east. So her being there removes the danger of jumping on that ocean. Not very much luck with his Wi-Fi tonight.
No.
This afternoon.
It's interesting. He's saying bugged again, and he keeps leaving. It doesn't seem bugged for me, so I don't know what he's seeing that we're not.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's on Mina's turn. True. So maybe there is a bug. Ooh dear, that's very unfortunate. Yeah, that's going to be a bit frustrating to deal with. It's not what you want when you're trying to play it, especially not in a final. Yeah, the fight having to leave for into Mediterranean is not what you want. You kind of want to leave South Atlantic and then go to Mediterranean, and then the Hunters don't know, are you in North Atlantic or Mediterranean?
Yeah.
Whereas going to Mediterranean isn't great, because really 2 sea spaces isn't great, because then South Atlantic is a terrible place to land from. You want to go then 3. And yeah, that makes it then either Ionian or North Atlantic, but Hunters have got time then. That's another sea turn, which means there's more time to supply and all that stuff.
No. There's an option that, if all of a sudden, if Rufus is drawn, then you're taking more damage. If it comes up with that, what's that? It sometimes brings up that banner saying reconnecting, or
yeah, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah.
Not expect. Yeah. Just slow to respond. Ooh. Okay.
Must be lagging.
Yeah.
Lagging issues or.
Okay. Oh,
slow ping.
What? He stayed in place. Well, this has to be a hide then. Ooh. Oh, now he's moving Kadami across. That's interesting. Now, if he's got forewarned on the right people, and if he picks right, he can potentially get a 3-on-1 here, but there's no renewed vigor. This is kind of where you need the renewed vigor, but.
That's risky. That is very risky. I mean, he could double vamp. Which is fine.
Double fog.
Yeah, do some damage to them before, but then 3-on-1 is never a good, regardless how much health the Hunters have.
Unless he is able to trap, say, Seward in double fog, and then he just goes into combat with him and just wails on him. Oh.
Oh,
well,
okay.
the fact there's no fog in his hand means that one of these has to be fog. Has to be. Risky plays in Spain, Strider's favourite move of late. Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's risky.
I can't remember. I'll have to look on the live stream what that behind the veil was. There's an aristocratic vampire. What else? There wasn't much of no. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, that's
Alicante.
Very brave. Okay.
What's Van Helsing holding? Has he got 4 what?
Oh, he's only got rats. What? Oh, wow. This could. Fog.
Right.
Fog.
Okay.
He has a rifle. No fog. Wow. Maybe there was fog earlier, which got wiped. Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah, maybe the hide with nonce was a fog.
Maybe.
You know, on the rumor token. So.
Oh my goodness. This is very risky.
Well, Seward's gonna be able to if he's got well, yeah, Seward can get there definitely.
Nope, because Seward's already gone. There's no speed telegraph.
Oh.
Spy, rats, wolves, bodyguards, and discarded aristocratic. Interesting, he got rid of the aristocratic vampire. I would have definitely got rid of Spy in that situation. Spy is way worse for hunters than aristocratic vampire. Just because it's the one way that Dracula can mess with your tickets, and the fact that you have to supply another turn.
Maybe, maybe he's seen that the hunters don't have fast horses at the moment.
Van Helsing only has the rifle. He has horses, and something else, and rifle. So he doesn't even have Heavenly Host. Oh my goodness. Strider, if Strider's paying attention to that, he knows exactly what he's got. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right, you get a death here.
And potentially a point from this vampire too. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, holy moly.
If he doesn't have Mesmerize or Fang in his opening hand, and Van Helsing goes for the escape, then he's got away with it.
Yeah.
Then he faces his track.
If he even gets 2 damage onto Van Helsing can't heroic leap him. He's got the fangs.
Oh.
That's a point.
Dodged?
That's 2 damage and a point. Another point for Strider. So he's up to 8 influence now. Wow. Is Mina going to join this fight? She kind of has to, right? If she's able to... but then they can both die in this combat if they're not careful.
Oh, she's still got escape route, hasn't she? So she can jump on, escape route the Reckless and just fight Drac.
But does she have a 3-2 ticket?
Yeah. And does she have the weapons?
Did he
join us next week for more?
Well, because she discarded a pistol for the stake. Which would be good because they need to deal with this vampire, but that's not good for combat. Oh my goodness. Nope, she doesn't have the rail ticket. Oh. Heavens above. If Strider plays this right, he might have 1 foot in the final. Oh, what am I saying? 1 foot in the final. 1 hand on the trophy. Oh, she's now got a horse. Oh, but that means she's discarded the stake. Oh my god, how are they going to deal with this vampire?
Oh, okay. Planned ambush.
Well, planned ambush is decent.
It could be a stay of execution.
It's only rifle. It's only rifle, right? Goodness me.
But could you have holy bullets though? But you wouldn't. I mean, Drac's full health. You wouldn't even bother throwing that out now. You just need to get out of there and survive.
But imagine if Dracula plays claws. Just throw out the rifle and get 5 damage onto it because he hasn't got feed, so he can't feed it.
Yeah.
Oh. Now that's a difficult choice. I guess you just punch. I suppose. What else can you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, Agatha's in play.
Yep.
So that's kind of crucial.
I don't think Strider's MO has been anything to try and escape Spain so far, so I don't think he'll be running after this. Fangs could be something, but again, Van Helsing could be dead by the time that happens.
Yeah, exactly. And even if Dracula doesn't feed, doesn't get the health back because of Sister Agatha, if he kills Van Helsing, he's just so close to victory then. He'll be up to 11.
There's no Rufus, so you just jump to sea. You go a couple of oceans.
Yeah, exactly. And the fact that Godalming's moved over, he's now sort of making Italy a little bit more inviting. Oh. Well, we'll see. Strider has to have the right cards to deal with this. He might not have the right cards. He might also have great strength. He might be able to get holy bullets out, and then, even if there's a claw, he can get out that way. Let's see. Plotting. Oh, wow.
Plotting, hoping he's going to dodge. Wow.
Wow.
Good night, Van Helsing.
That is such a win for Strider. Wow. Goodness me. What a massive
Get the
result
bed
that
made
was.
up in the Madrid hospital. Yep, get the bed made up. He's coming back in. Now, you want to hope he's not holding on to any other decent vent cards. I think he only had one, or was it maybe two, perhaps? But that's gone. If he's holding a white one, that could ruin the fast horse economy again, because Mina's just picked up a fast horse.
No, because when hunters go to hospital in the old version, they do not discard tickets.
Oh, this is the old... Oh, right enough, yes. Not the...
In the new version, yes, and I think that's a really crucial thing to make a note of.
That's just about GG. Oh, I mean,
I mean, look at the semi-final between Wormtalon and Strider. Wormtalon won, where Strider was on 12 influence.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in this game.
Yeah, because that's one influence on there. When Helsing dies, I mean, let's assume that he will.
He's up to 11. He'll be up to 11. And then 11. someone has to move in to deal with the vampire, so it could get up to 12 by that point.
Well, I guess then you get, well, that's it. Plus all the stakes are out, aren't they? So
yeah. Which is really interesting that Mina decided to discard the stake for the horse. I would have kept the stake, especially since the vampire was revealed to you. I would have kept horse and stake.
Yeah. And then you can move Suid out of this.
Escape. Okay,
he
well...
because he's got... Okay.
Ooh. I mean, depending on the cards Dracula has, Van Helsing's not dead yet. If he plays this right... There's a lot of ways, though, that Dracula can do this. If he plots again and Van Helsing dodges, then that's definitely dead Van Helsing.
Well, the thing is now, you could escape. If you have got great strength, just try and go for the escape.
But you just played escape, though. That's the problem. So do you play the gun?
Yeah, so...
Oh, facts. Dodge.
Oh.
Ah, he died. No great strength.
You'll get the damage with Aggie though, so that's back down.
Yeah, but better that than taking 5 damage from Holy Bullets potentially, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Goodness. Yeah, I'm very surprised that Van Helsing walked into that. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, as for newer player advice, don't walk into fights like that when there's a huge. I mean, I know it's only a rat, and it could have been more damage, but you need to be really careful about what fight you take. If you know that only one hunter can get into the combat, and they've only got one item, don't go there. Don't go for it. Especially if you've got nothing to back you up, like a great strength, or if it's like Lucy's Revenge or something. It's not over yet.
And then arguably that rat 2 damage, potentially what could have killed. Had he not got that 2 damage, he could have then escaped potentially.
Yeah.
Who knows?
No, you're right.
So
you're right.
it did the damage that it had with what he had. I mean, we saw what his Behind the Veil had. He obviously had a poor hand, so he's played that to that advantage. And again, there's always that thought a hide is going to be a fog on a port, so you can always bait them in that way. No, it's not over. No, I mean, the problem is now is Drac has to go to sea, because if he doesn't, you're then risking a lot of other hunters. Yep, there we go.
This is also kind of a critical thing. Like I haven't really spoken about it much this tournament, just because we've been talking more so about broader strategy. But mentality is like a huge part of this game. Obviously, I know if you're playing casually, then it's not the same. But you need to be able to try to keep your head in critical moments. I know the horse rolls have been terrible, but you can't let that derail your entire game. Especially if it's like the last fruit of the dice, then fair enough. But there's a lot of time for things to develop. It's just such a shame that Altaris used renewed vigor trying to get to Toulouse. I don't know what the odds were. Maybe it was the only one that was left in the pile, and then I would understand, being aggrieved that he didn't get there. But if there's a chance of that happening, how do they deal with Alicante now?
This is it. They need to find this. I mean, so the the cards will renew, the deck will renew, which is helpful because the stakes on there become back into circulation. He really does need a stake and get the escape route onto whoever is closest. I mean, ideal scenario is Van Helsing picks up a stake and gets
Yeah.
escape route and deals with Alicante and lets the other three start moving east. There's only 2 days. I mean, yeah, Alicante is not far off maturing anyway, so they can't. It's not like it's 4 or 5 days to go. They've got to address this quickly.
Yeah.
Deck
And the
still
problem is
hasn't
they might
renewed
pick
yet.
up the stake, but then what happens if it's on Godalming? And Godalming can't get into
Yeah,
Alicante.
yeah.
I
And
mean,
then the thing is, yeah, do you waste a day going by sea to Alicante just to get rid? I mean, well, you have to, or the game's over. So yeah, Alicante is a priority.
unless there's an excellent weather, but then they're using excellent weather to get to Alicante and not dealing with. Whereas if Mina just kept the stake, she could have just moved to Saragossa and then moved to Alicante,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that's it. It's
Yeah.
done. Yeah, it's a really bad situation. You had to move Mina all the way down here, but the game is saved, and then you've got a week, right, to recover.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not.
And I've seen wacky games where hunters just win out of nothing.
Oh yeah. And the thing is now, the negativity that can fall into the hunters losing can also have the same adverse effect on the positivity of Dracula, because you become maybe less focused and less careful in what you're doing. You assume that all I've got to do is get to this and get these two, and you maybe take your eye off what's actually happening. So, you know, he's now, his feed is on the trail, which won't come off. He's at sea and taking damage. That doesn't really help, but
yeah, but the thing, Snuff, there is a vampire on the trail that has to be dealt with. So that's what I'm saying. Mina should have kept that last stake, kept horse, threw away. If she had to throw away a weapon, even if it's a knife, you have to. You have to save the game. You have to make sure that vampire does not mature under any circumstances.
oh, you don't want these cards. That's a shame.
Yeah, I know, it's a real shame that.
Well, he's got a second sea, so yeah. I mean, yeah. Ideally,
What are you saying? Should have.
probably is now the deck still. The deck still has it. Well, it's renewed now, but yeah, they're going to be struggling. It's a reckless. I guess the other option is if a hunter's got planned ambush and
Trying to heavily host it.
a heavily host,
Yeah.
you can just try and, you know, why hold on to your heavily host? You would try and get in there, then just try and take him out with that. Even if he gets one bite.
Yeah, which is also important why then Van Helsing, if he had holy bullets, that's another way you can kill it with a planned ambush, especially got a planned ambush in there, but you need to wait for you need to wait for Dracula to get out. That was not a fight to take.
Oh.
Van Helsing walked into his doom there. He had to just say, nope, I'm going to wait for Dracula to leave. I hate it. I can't take on Dracula right now. Because then the game spirals out of control. That's a hunter that's dead. You've got a vampire that has to be dealt with. Oh, it looks like Altaris is conceding. He doesn't want to even try and deal with the vampire.
I don't want to see that.
That's a shame.
Oh, well, hang on. You can't trade for that.
Unless Seward's going to go and deal with Alicante. Yeah, he's going to go deal with Alicante. You have to go for it. You have to try it, right?
Yeah.
In some way,
it's only a 4. It's not a 6, and it's only, you know, if you can get away with one bite, and he's got to pull fangs, so it's not over. Don't, you know? Yeah, you got to keep playing until it's officially.
Yeah, in some ways, I probably wouldn't. I know Strider wants to get points, but if there's a chance that Seward doesn't have a stake. What is this other item he's picked up? Maybe he's got holy bullets. Oh, fangs. Oh, nice knife.
Nice.
Ooh.
Maybe he's Wolverined up. Maybe it's just knives for days.
Well, that would be perfect to deal with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's daytime.
No, that's true. I bet Godalming's gone with Mina because of hypnosis. I bet there's a hypnosis here.
Yeah, but then you would move Mina down to Godalming because he. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we're assuming he's going east. Second knife.
Oh, nice dodge. Okay. Oh, that's it. So this Reckless Vampire can't end the game now. That's massive.
There we go. Now this pendulum swings back. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
I guess, I mean, this is now a question I'd throw out. If you have a Heavenly Host, do you just play it right now so there's no way this vampire escapes?
What if he plays a Fangs, though?
No, because both Fangs have been used.
Has he used both, has he?
He's used both. The problem is now the vampire can escape,
oh, right, yeah.
and now he has to go into a night fight with it. No, that's he doesn't have it seemingly because he's got knife and rifle and he's got something else.
Yeah.
Ooh, but
I mean,
does...
he could have a holy bullets as well, perhaps. But who? If you
Yeah,
haven't got a snaky try to escape.
he's got strength, so he hasn't got... He hasn't got escape. He needs escape as missed, because he's got 2 anti-escape as bat items here.
Yeah.
Oh.
And even one damage, 1 health on reckless, you don't want to face him at night.
I suppose now Seward is taking a lot of
Seward's
damage,
health
which
coming down.
needs...
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Don't dodge, because if he's got a plotting, you could be in a lot of damage.
Yeah.
But he can pull out as you see a mist, and that's it. So
Claws. Vampire dies.
that's fine.
Vampire dies. The game is still on, folks. Good grief. Wow.
All those people reaching for their disconnect from neutral. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Come on, Altaris. You're back on side. Come on, boy.
Tay. Always fight for the underdog. Yeah, this is massive. But, the game, but this is massive, right? Because now, no trail. There's seemingly no fighting vampire, at least for the time being, because there's nothing in his hand. And even if there is, it's going to take a while to mature. Yeah, he's got time now. This is massive.
Got plenty of time. It's a reset almost week 1 again. Recoup, health, get allocated all the right items and events to the right people. Start making your way across. Even with Godalming and Mina, I would kind of I'd rather be sort of based in Genoa, somewhere more central to do hypnosis if they want to, because at least that way, you know, you can be equidistant to get to where you have to be. If they do hypnosis now in Bordeaux and he does rock up in, Baltica, then a hell of a long way to go.
Unless they've got chartered carriages.
Unless they've got, or they get the decent horse economy, but I mean, this is huge because
they lost a horse because of Van Helsing dying, right? Where does Godalming have horse? How did he get to? Oh, did he rail from?
He railed up to.
That's not great. Oh, wolf form. Okay, right. Where is Dracula, people? People in the live chat, get your predictions in. Where is he? Is he in Sofia? Valona? Adriatic is impossible. Is he in Ireland?
Atlantic. Yeah.
Could be in northern France as a trick, but that'd be very risky. The fact you've got Godalming and Mina sitting right there. Could have wolf formed into Santander, but you have to be a madman to do that with 4 hunters around you.
Jesus.
He has to be in Sofia, surely. Just run as far away from them as possible.
Yeah.
Ooh.
However, the thing is, again, he's southern Baltica. He's then going to be going north, but then going towards the hunters. Again, if they've got another renewed vigor and they all get their economy up and manage to get travelling far, they could actually stop him, even if he goes to Castle Drac. They could all be sitting waiting. A 4-1 if he comes out in full health is still going to be bad. To maybe does Altaris try and, as the chat was saying, do they try and cut him off, forget about the trail, and just take Dracula out, or do you then have to try and go down the coast and take care of potentially Athens and all these other areas? That's the decision you've got to make.
I like this. Seward's moving. I like this a lot. Get him on the move.
You got to. They've all got to start. They've all got to start moving.
I've got. I think there's a hypnosis because of the fact that Godalming stayed in place.
Yeah.
I think Van Helsing's almost fully supplied now.
Yeah. He's had a wee word to himself. He's had a bit of Lucozade and some grapes, and he's ready to go.
Mm-hmm. I think the Strider will play it safe.
He's in Madrid.
-1 horse. Yeah. I think Valona might be kept free, because just in case something goes really horribly wrong, he can escape that way. But you got Black Sea as well. Ooh.
That's what's great about this game. Four moves ago, Altaris was throwing the towel in.
Yeah.
And now
the game is sort
now
of
it's back, and now, this is going to be the longest week for Drac.
Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, interesting. Oh, unless it's suddenly just picked up hypnosis now, there's going to be a trade. Oh, the scenes if he's an island, though.
Well, feed and hide is still there, so well, I suppose you could. Yeah, you could. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right.
Yeah. In Baltica,
Yeah, okay.
no real surprise.
Yep. That's what you want to do. It is the final after all, so play to win.
And because obviously the trail is the old version, if Dracula goes to Black Sea too early, Ionian might still be there and he gets trapped.
Yep.
So yeah, Strider's gonna have to just watch his trail carefully, but he should have enough time. But again, you never know.
The right Met King, yeah, he's away to Minas Tirith, and he's just gonna sit there, and he's gonna eat some chicken and tomatoes with the Sword of Gondor.
I like that he used hypnosis during the day, because it means that Mina can move tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just get
that's
that
it.
going.
Hitch your wagons. That's it. They're just gonna get the right kind of movement cards now.
If you throw in maybe a sense of emergency or chartered carriage in there, then Dracula might actually be under quite a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Well, Seward's going to be there too if he gets good fast horses. He's going to be up to 60 the fast horses next one, and he can get to 59 the following. So, you know, if Drac's trying to come up the coast, he could get hit there. Wolf Fall we can't use now. So again, I can see why you would, because of fear of CG, but now he can only go one at a time.
And the thing is, Dracula's taking a lot of sea damage, and if he feeds, that's one less encounter they have to deal with in the east.
Yep.
So
it gets them closer to him. Yeah.
This is not a done thing. If horse economy works in Altaris' favour from now on, yeah, he could be under quite a bit of pressure. And it could just be a case where they don't have to kill him, but then he just goes to CD, dies anyway. Yeah.
They did draw Jonathan Harker before. If they've got surprising return, that's always handy at some point if you want to.
Yeah. The fact they've already used one, it's unlikely, but you never know.
I mean, looking at what Strider's done, I imagine his route one is going to be, as Met King says, get to Minas Tirith, Castle Drac, stock up on your health just in case there is another battle to be had.
I don't know if I like that idea, because if he gets discovered there, they'll just throw down Consecrated Ground in Bucharest, and that'll make it so awkward for him to get in and out of there. So I
but
don't
there are
like,
still enough.
I don't like that idea. You want to go into Castle Dracula at the end, when they basically have to jump on you last turn to win. But if there's a few turns left before Dracula wins, you don't want to go to Castle Dracula. Obviously, they might not draw Consecrated Ground, but you never know. You don't want to run that risk.
I mean, the thing is with Castle Drac, you have got Galats and that obviously are immune to CG. So, you know, if you don't use those ones, and he's got his feed and his hide back now. Plus, if they're travelling, they're not going to be able to supply. So, the hunters risk supplying at night now.
Oh, okay. There's a trade. I was about to say that was a mistake because Seward could have been in Zurich by now. But there's a trade. That's fine.
Yeah.
If they want to make a trade, that's okay. I'm all right with that.
But
let's see. Will that one movement on Seward cost him the game? We'll have to see.
We've got another RV on there. That'll be nice. So.
Oh,
and if they've all got horses now, maybe a double horses they want to give it, then 3 major, and then Van Helsing's at the back, just feeding them the events that they need.
I don't think. Oh wait. Oh yeah, Gadami has horses, doesn't he? Because he got to Geneva. Yeah. Oh, this is actually. I would be really worried about Strider here. If you don't play this right, you're in big trouble. I like the little BM psychic scan. I do like that.
Yeah. Did you manage to fly? No.
Second edition, Dracula teleported across the map.
Yeah, should have brought that back.
Make Fury of Dracula great again.
Yeah, bring it back. It was better back in my day. So, yeah, here we go. So, feeds back. So, okay. What Scott and I were saying, community, what do you think? Is Drac, would your move be get your full health and fortify yourself for a battle, or are you with Scott's Sword where you want to just feed and then lay down a trail? What would be your move?
I'd go for trail. And even if you do get forced to see like even Black Sea and you have to walk around a lot, there's a lot of things that they have to deal with. In some ways now, that actually getting rid of the aristocratic vampire was a very good idea, because then it means that is one less vampire to deal with in this situation. And spy might not even matter. If he gets into a 3v1...
And yet, as you say, yeah, the aristocratic, if they haven't got a stake, it stops the delay.
Yeah.
So it keeps them on his trail.
How many scouts have we had? We've had a few. Oh. That's going to be gone in the update. I'll be able to keep looking at that screen. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's only one more. Ooh.
Yeah.
Is he in Bucharest now? If he's really scared, he'll go to Black Sea Coast instantly. But the problem is, the Huns can get to Varna by the time...
Yeah.
And goodness knows what Van Helsing's picking up with these supplies. There's another hunter event on top for tomorrow. He could just easily just get an RV. Yeah, and obviously because of the deck reshuffled because of the Darkness Returns. But the cool thing is the Hoax shuffled all the cards, and Darkness Returns also shuffles the cards. So actually that part of Darkness Returns actually didn't really help.
Rook saying, after frustrating loss being stuck in the castle myself, I'd prioritise the trail. Stuff saying, I figure he put down bodyguards first, feed next, makes sense. Get ready for combat. Yeah.
But they're not going to be in combat this round. It'll be maybe the next turn, after Dracula's next turn. I don't think he can get to him now. Unless there's something a renewed vigor that we're not aware of. Which
yeah, but an RV, yeah, if that's nothing there. However, they can if they position themselves correctly, they can still make it difficult for him.
I would spread out hunters here. I'd put one into 53 and one into 49, and maybe the other one, because then you're on rail line into Constanta. You can get into Varna. You're on rail line.
Agreed.
Oh, I don't know about that one though. Unless you got Charlie Carriage, you can get into Constanta, and it can be then you can catch Dracula out. I'm okay with that. I would have moved further.
I'd still do 49 in case he's trying to do Sofia coming back up the coast.
You need to move in further than this. If Dracula gets past you, I'm not worried because you've got so much movement.
Their scouts would be nice. Nope.
I would have moved way more than that. You need to maximize movement here. You've got so much movement with fast horses with 3 of them. Dracula's not going to get past you.
Didn't use horses at all. Well, I guess he's going to... I mean, I suppose he could psychic bond Austria, but... I think he's going to go... He's going to stay in Baltica. He's not going to jump over, I would imagine.
I think he's left it too late. He needed to put more pressure. He needed to get to Szeged and Sarajevo, or all of them into Sarajevo.
Yeah, because now that wolf form is going to be...
And it's also the fact that he can just go to Black Sea and Ionian will be off the trail.
Yep.
That's the problem. You need to catch Dracula before he can get to sea, so then he takes checkmate penalty, or he has to walk into you, or even worse, you can hurt him, even with one hunter, and he goes to sea and then he dies. So I personally would not have prioritized doing this. That's just me personally. It's easy for us to see here. We're not the ones playing.
No, this is true. But when you've got fast horses, I mean, you know, as you said, they could have gone to 11 and done a search, but then they're going to be that one step closer to cutting them off.
Yeah.
You still can't wolf form, so you know you've got more chance of getting closer. Not like having fast horses and not utilising them. Even if you draw a 1, you'd be in the same position, so you may as well give it a go.
I would have gone to 53, because then with Godalming's action, you could have picked up a yellow 2 ticket, and you could have just instantly gone into Constanta.
Yeah.
And even if he was the only one there, he might have done enough.
Yeah. He's got the 3 events, so yeah, 4-1. You know.
Oh, just imagine if you had that from 53. Oh.
Check 10.
He could have got into Constanta, or even Varna. He could have got into Varna.
Where's it going?
What?
Going?
Oh, he didn't wolf onto Sofia. Oh wow, that changes everything. He could be in Valona right now. Or in Varna.
Right, Seward, get down to
Oh
55.
my goodness. What's he done? Did he wolf to Valona and then when Sarajevo, Sofia? Did he go Salonika? Maybe he wolf to Valona because of conflict. Oh, goodness. Oh, this would have been so much better if they'd gone even further in last turn. He could have ruled out Sarajevo.
Now let's have a look.
No, he's in Varna right now.
He did. Salonika, he did the one bluff.
And the problem is now he can go into Black Sea and then it's off the trail. He can go back to sea again. He's safe. He's not going to get jumped on. But they've got Salonika to deal with. It could be a vampire.
That's it. Van Helsing needs to just keep trying to get something.
Yeah, just keep supplying. Maybe Mina backtracks. Or maybe Mina stays in place. Oh, she's moving.
Mina just gets down. If she goes down to Sarajevo, because if he's jumped up to Belgrade, at least then he might be going that way.
Oh, good.
Because he might have assumed the hunters would go past him.
Yep.
So like you were saying, you know, they rush past to the Constanta or the coast. He can then just jump past. Because if he does get past them here, Van Helsing's in no position to get him. So who knows? It's risky, but he has played. I mean, Strider, we've seen in this game, he's played risky, which has paid off for him. The staying in Spain, which many would have viewed as overstaying, worked out for him. He got the death of Van Helsing. He managed to get good points. So,
I mean, I've just suddenly realised something. Dracula only needs to land to win, so he can just go to sea whenever he wants and just run out the clock. Unless Rufus Smith gets drawn, or unless there's a vampire lair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with Feed, what is he up to now? Oh, he's up to 11 health. Goodness me. That's...
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. 11.
Oh, crap, I got portrait bug. I am not going to risk my game crashing by leaving and rejoining and having to put on the cover screen, so... Sorry, people, you have to deal with the broken portraits. Which has been fixed in the Immortal update. Can you just imagine?
Yeah, it's a shame that. I mean, those have those horses and not use them in the round before, and the move that they could have had, as you said, yeah, where they'd found it, even just getting down to Sarajevo would have been like, right,
that's
we're now...
if they'd gone to 53, even if Mina had gone there too, that's fine. Sud could have been 49. Godalming could have used Sense of Emergency instead to get to Varna, where he is very likely now there. Mina, Sud would have been able to get there too. Mina wouldn't have, but then Mina can go and deal with the trail or whatever. And with a 2v1, that might be enough to do enough damage to kill him. Oh, well, if he's in Bucharest, that might be GG. Has he played... There's no way. He has to be on Black Sea coast, right?
Place them carefully.
You have to put it in Constanta, because he might be in Bucharest right now. Well, unless he's got them all. He's got them all.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Oh, that's one less thing for Strider to have to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, this will...
Yeah, we know where he is. He's in Varna.
Yep. Called it, yep. So that's, yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So Rufus and Vampire Lair is all you've got, and that just gives you 1 day, so I think that could be GG now.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Plus, I mean, Salonika could just be a bats or something, you know, it might miss it just to delay them.
That was so risky. Imagine he played Cosmic... I mean, I don't know when he got Cosmic Dragon. He might have just picked it up, but...
Yeah.
Imagine if he had it last turn. He could have blocked Varna and Bucharest and pushed him into Hunters.
Oh, look, he landed in Athens. Ah.
Oh, he did land in Athens.
That was very risky.
That is very risky.
If Altaris sees us and sees he had CG a while back, oh. Wow. As if you won as a reckless Athens.
If he'd pulled Cosmic Ground last turn and be able to play it, oh, now he has Evil Presence. Damn it. He could have blocked him. But then they would have had to jump on him immediately because there's apparently a reckless in Athens. Holy moly! What a game!
A little too late, but that was a good. Yeah. Shit luck continues.
It's always Athens, exactly. It's always Athens. The consecrated ground, I mean, it was a throw of the dice. So I mean, I'm okay with that. The renewed vigor was more costly, and this is actually really important. Yeah, he has to misdirect here because he doesn't want to take extra damage because that might be important for the tie break. So this is a really good misdirect. Yeah, renewed vigor was the one that cost him the game, I think, and also then moving Van Helsing into Alicante when he had no right to. Those were the things that cost him the game, I think, not the consecrated ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, well, like I said, we don't know when he got CG, but if he had moved in forward and he could have got CG and blocked the coast, he could have trapped him in Sofia. And then that would have been a different story as well, so... I don't know if it's about as much as the luck, it was maybe a couple of strategy decisions that didn't go the right way.
Yeah. Again, I think... yes.
Yes, Strider, I was here. Don't worry. It's nice to see you put on a performance and raise your game when I'm listening. Daddy's very proud of you.
When did you get that reckless? Good question. Because when we had behind the veil, there wasn't one. So it must have been with just those couple of layers of Alicante and Saragossa. He managed to pick it up, which again is also very fortunate. But then there was maybe an aristocrat he could have picked up, or even a new vampire would have been enough. So yeah, he just picked it up during with those. But you could easily see a situation where he doesn't get that vampire. That's what happened in the semi-final. He needed to put a reckless into Venice, and Wormtown was going to jump onto him to kill him. He didn't get it, so he was one influence away from winning. So yeah, I would argue, you know, again, it's very easy for us to sit here as backseat drivers. And
I think as well, like Stuff says, yeah, CG could have trapped Drac at Athens in the CG hotel. You're right, but normally when a hunter does, at that stage of the game in rule forms, you would normally expect them to move the two spaces probably into Sofia, as we had thought. So I guess you can, yeah, there's times you can use the CG as an additional search tool. You would have put it in Athens and there's nothing there, and then your heavily host would have been, you couldn't have trapped him in Sofia, and then CG is redundant because he's not going to go back to Athens.
Well, I guess if you had CG that early and if you managed to get like a hired scouts or something, you know he's in Baltica because of hypnosis. You can then try to force him, you know, he moved to Valona, but you can move into Adriatic, and he's moving then towards you, which is what you want.
The thing as well, what you do is if you know he's in, well, you would have worked by then that he's in. You could have gone CG into either CG into Constanta or Valona. Put the heavenly host to block off Athens and Salonika and force them into either the Black Sea or the Adriatic where your hunters were, because then Mina and Gadamin could have done a search in Italy. You know, but again, yeah, I mean, if Van Helsing drew at the last, which I think he may have just drew at the last turn, and then you just play it. So yeah, it's but again, it's about that whole playing the game fully and trying not to be reliant on 2 or 3 cards. If they don't arrive, you've got to have contingency plans in place.
Yeah. And things like Consecrated Ground, if he got Strider in Valona with Consecrated Ground, that would have still been bad, because Wolfform in Athens, so you don't need to worry about that one. You could block all the other things around it. Sure, Dracula just goes to sea, but then he's in Adriatic, Ionian's blocked, so he can't go that way, and he has no Wolfform, he's going to have to land either in Bari or Venice, and you got all the hunters moving eastward anyway towards Italy. So that would have been pretty bad for him.
Yeah.
So I think that was actually really risky play on Strider's part, but it worked out. I don't know if
his risky play in Spain could have kicked him in the arse, because had the hunters be better tooled up or had better tickets, he could have been caught twice, 3-on-1 in Spain.
Yeah.
You know, 2 feeds in Spain when you've got 3 hunters there was very risky. And it could have gone easily. I mean, it worked out right well for him, and congratulations, we should say, to Strider for winning the first leg of the final. But that's a move that I wouldn't typically try and encourage when you've got 3 hunters bearing down on you.
No, and then the fact, too, that he hid, and it was just rats. It's not like he was sitting there going, I've got fog, I'm very well protected. He just threw down rats. So it's a massive bluff. But then again, I'd also argue, you know, Van Helsing had no right to be walking in when you know that Mina does not have the ticket to get there. You can't be moving in Van Helsing on his own with one weapon into that. That's just asking for trouble. I know you got a planned ambush, but that's not enough. You have to just sit there and go, alright, I can't deal with Dracula right now. I'm just going to leave him, let him to escape to sea. Van Helsing can move in afterwards to deal with the vampire, whatever. And then that 3 influence is 1 extra day that then he has to move.
That's it.
Or the
It's
Reckless
like
Vampire in Athens, you could have let that mature, if that means that you can jump onto Dracula and kill him.
That's right, because there was no rumour token on it. So yeah, that could have then ended up in a net in Baltica. As you say, it's like we said before, you've got to choose your battles. You've got to sit back and think, right, actually, I don't want to jump on him. Let him have this. And we can then maneuver our guys into position and just follow him along the coast. You know, and then that way, I say, it's harder for him to then you wouldn't have to worry about having to get Godalming to go to Mina. Everyone would be all centrally Europe based, so then when he does land, could have been on top of him pretty quick. And if he had done that thing where he wolf formed into Athens, you could effectively have the hunters sitting in Valona waiting for him.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah.
No, these are the twists and turns. So
exactly.
That was a good game.
It was a very good game, and very much, you can see why these were the top 2 players in this tournament. And still, with definitely we can look at this and have lots of learning outcomes to come from it. And I feel like for newer players, don't jump into fights, because you see a lot where people try to be like, again, it's maybe because you don't want to play the game passively, but sometimes you have to, because then the risk is you just give up so much influence and so much tempo that you then can't recover. And Altaris almost recovered, which is kind of crazy, given he was down 11 influence, he lost a horse, he got the horse back, he had 3 hunters charging into the east. If that renewed vigor was still there, or if he picked up another one, with a consecrated ground as well, thrown in for good measure, that could have been a dead drac. So it was so close.
The problem with the RV is you had Van Helsing at sea for one move. So the fact is, there was no idea where he could be from there. Especially wolf form from Toulouse. So that's one of those others you think, right, well, let's just let it go. And keep those, because again, you want to keep RV in effectively once you know where Drac is, you want to use RV to either get ahead of him or to jump on him. I wasn't sure if that was a misclick on Altaris' part, but
no.
He seemed to play it as he wanted to. So
he genuinely wanted to play it. My advice to new hunters would always be, never in my opinion, again, people might disagree with me, but I would always say never use renewed vigor to get a rumored vampire at the beginning of the game. If you have one later that you have to catch, otherwise you lose the game, go for it. Use renewed vigor if you need to. In that situation, I would not have done it there. I would have said, fine. He gets the points, or maybe Mina should have gone. I don't know why Mina moved to Bordeaux. I know you're getting information about where Dracula is. Yes, you can psychic scan, but if Mina had just gone to Toulouse, they would have stopped the hoax. Now, would they be able to stop the vampire afterwards? Well, maybe, but we don't know. But the renewed vigor for me to stop a 7 influence vampire at the beginning of the game, in my opinion, is not the correct play. But then again, people will sit here and probably disagree with me on that, and I understand from a mentality perspective. You know it when we used to play. Remember when I first joined the community, right? And we had the whole rule about rumor tokens not being played initially because.
Oh yeah.
From a mentality perspective, you give up 7 points early, it feels like a massive kick in the teeth when you've done nothing wrong. But at the end of the day, Dracula deserves those influence points, and you've still got time to catch up. Look how close it was, despite everything that happened. So, if you have renewed vigor in the mix, that Dracula could have easily died in this situation, or been forced to see 1 turn too early, gets checkmated, and all this sort of thing. So,
well, Altaris is at all to play. He's got Dracula tomorrow, as you said. So the roles are reversed. We'll see how Strider plays with his hunters. Altaris could then draw it back. And is it still possible, points wise or whatever, that if Altaris wins tomorrow with enough, it'll go to a tie?
Oh, if Altaris wins tomorrow, it'll go to a tie regardless of how close it was.
Right. All right. Okay.
The difference is then for the tie break, it'll be whoever got the most IDS points. So I can't remember exactly of this one how many IDS Strider got, but I think he have 9 health, I think, at the end of the game. So he'd have 9 IDS. So if Strider wins tomorrow, then he wins the whole thing. If Altaris wins, then it'll look on IDS. And then whoever has the highest IDS out of the two of them, of these 2 games, then they get to pick their preferred role. Strider has not lost on Hunters yet this tournament. Just as an FYI, people.
It was the first time for everything, because the
Indeed.
pressure's now on. Strider tomorrow. Altaris can play
It's like
his
a free
Dracula game.
Yep, agreed.
Absolutely.
And Altaris is
Okay.
Altaris is a good Dracula player too. He bullied Burke Marley in the semi. I've never seen. I recommend if you have time, go back and watch it, Roscoe, because I've never seen such a bullying in my life. And I've watched. I've played so many games against Makajic, but this was just brutal.
Is that on your channel?
Yes. It'll be in the playlist if I can ping it to you. Yeah, Met King saying he hit the panic button a bit early. Yeah, I agree. What time is the game tomorrow? I have no idea. Sorry, Strider and Altaris have not informed me. I have no idea. He said night. So that'll be night Eastern time. So there's no way I'm going to be awake for it. I assume it's going to be something maybe like 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern time. I assume. But if you want to put something in the Discord, Met King, you can maybe find out. Strider might be able to tell you. Don't know. So yeah, even though Strider hasn't lost a 100 game yet, Altaris is a decent Dracula player. He learned a lot by playing with Kajic. So, yeah. Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
It'll be very interesting. Yeah.
All to play for.
Indeed. And obviously, for people who I don't realise, most people left the live stream, but I'll plug a couple of things. Firstly, we got the Immortal Invitational Tournament coming up very soon, so I'm competing in it as well as other people, so there'll be lots of videos out. So if you want to see the new update to the game in full flow, getting put through its paces, then check that out. And also, I recorded a conversation a couple of days ago where I sat down with Tom and Eridra from Nomad, and we discussed most of the Immortal update, because there were so many changes we couldn't do it all in time, but we went through most of the Immortal update, and we talked about sort of the effects of it from a community perspective, a player perspective, tournament perspective, developers perspective, everything. Yeah.
It's a good watch as well.
Please do go.
Yeah, it's a good watch.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. It's probably what I was so excited to do that video. Yeah, please, people. I know it's a long one, but you don't have to look at the screen. A lot of it is more podcast style, so by all means, just do the chores and have that on the background. Yeah, no worries, Met King. That's absolutely fine. If you don't want to play in the tournament, that's no problem. It's already set up, but by all means, you commentate as much as you like. Yeah, everything will be posted as normal. Roscoe, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been way too long. We should not leave it so long until the next time.
I know, it has been fantastic to be back and seeing this, and it was a good game to come back to. I picked the right time, and yeah, I'll look forward to do ones in the future. Thank you for everyone jumping on as well. It's always good to chat to the community, and yeah, we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely, yep, and yeah, well played to Strider today. Commiserations to Altaris, but there's still everything to play for in the second game, so it's not over yet. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. And yeah, thank you everybody for checking out the live stream. If you check this out after the fact, thank you very much. Feel free to leave any likes or comments if you so wish. There'll be loads more games for Fury of Dracula coming up on the channel. And those of you who are in the live stream, take care, everybody. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon, evening, whatever time of day it is for you. I'll see you very soon. Take care, everybody.